Hello everyone and welcome to today's tutorial webinar of Herdwatch's new Next Gen app. My name is Eoin Moloney and I'm Head of Member Experience here at Herdwatch. I'm joined today as well by our Product Owner, Gearoid Kenny. How's it going, Gearoid?
Not too bad, Owen. Glad to be joining you here today. Give me a break from drawing in bales for the evening. The leg was getting a bit tired from pressing the clutch.
Fair play, Gearoid. No, thanks for catching up with us this evening. So, for anyone who's never heard of Gearoid or knows what he's up to, Gearoid is a sucker farmer from County Clare, but he's been really heavily involved in the development of our next generation app. He's kind of been the leading light there on the next gen app. So Gearoid is with us today to obviously demo the app, show us some of the new features, and also he's going to answer some of the questions and queries that everybody that is in attendance this evening has. So if you do have any questions that you'd like myself or Gearoid to answer, just after we demo the app, feel free to just put those questions into the chat facility there. And like I said, we have a little question and answer section here at the end of the webinar today, where myself and Gearoid will do our best to answer all the questions that come in and help you to get the most use out of the next gen app. So just before I do hear a few bit more from Gearoid and let him drive on with the demo, and we just want to kind of remind you again, if you haven't already, how to download the next generation app. So Herdwatch Next Gen, it's available to download right now. It's on the App Store, it's on the Play Store. So if you have an Android phone or if you have an iPhone, make sure and just get into your App Store, get into the Play Store, search for Herdwatch Next Gen and download it. You can see the icon there on the right hand side. So it's the same as the old app icon, except it obviously says Next Gen running across it there. So that's the one to look for, and download that onto your phone. It's also available for your Windows PC or laptop, and you can download it on your tablet as well. So if you have an iPad or an Android tablet, you can obviously use it on those as well. It'll very soon be ready to go for Mac laptops and computers as well. So also just want to give you a little bit of information on Herdwatch itself and on our story to date. So for anybody that's maybe tuned in this evening that's maybe looking at Herdwatch for the first time or is not 100% on what exactly Herdwatch is. So Herdwatch really is just a very simple and easy to use app which allows you to reduce your farm paperwork and make better informed decisions on your farm on the spot. So since we launched in 2014, Herdwatch has become the market leading app in both Ireland and in the UK. And we now have over 12,500 members using our software across all our markets, which include the UK, Northern Ireland and Ireland, as I said. And the average herd size in Herdwatch is now up to 124. And so that's almost double the national average here in Ireland, which is around the 65 or 66 mark. And each Herdwatch member on average registers 89 calves. So we've over 1.5 million calves that have been registered in total as well. Altogether as well, we've over 11 million records that have been securely recorded and backed up for our users, including medicines and treatments, reports, weights, calf registrations and movements, etc. So millions and millions in records and thousands being recorded every single day. So Herdwatch Next Gen, what are the major benefits of the new app that the product team and particularly Gearoid have been able to build for everybody? So the first thing to know is that the next generation app, it's built from the ground up, but it's also built on the newest and best technologies available to make the app, the best out there and the fastest out there. The next gen app is also even easier to use. So any of you who are familiar with our older or legacy app will know how easy that app was to use. But we've made next generation even quicker and even easier to use again. But at the same time, it's still really familiar to those of you who have maybe used the older app. So it's just all about familiarity, but also making it a lot quicker and a lot easier to even get your records done. So with next generation as well, our next gen app, performance is at its core. So it's so much faster and so much quicker than everything else out there. So the app itself, it opens up instantly, but it also allows you to run reports and filter through your herd and open up reports and views instantly. So there's no more waiting around or there's no more load times or anything like that within the app itself. We've also added in a lot of new features within sprays, breeding, weights, and other areas of the app. Gearoid is going to show you a lot of those in a couple of minutes time and take you through them. And as always has been our mantra, as I said before, from day one, because we've so many farmers, we're always taking feedback from our farmers. And the Next Gen app is built with our farmers. So we've been taking the feedback, suggestions that people that have the app, that have been using it, have been giving us what they'd like to see or how we could improve the app. And we do our best to obviously take that feedback and build it into the features that we add in, or the new structure that we put into the app. So at this point now, I'm just going to hand you over to Gearoid. If you're ready to go, Gearoid, if you want to open up the actual Next Gen app itself, and we'll just start demoing and showing everybody some of the new stuff that we've put in there. First thing everybody will notice is that with the Next Gen app, the home screen is a little bit different to the old app, for those of you who had the old app. So, Gearoid, do you want to maybe tell us a little bit about the new home screen first of all, and why it's been designed the way it's been designed?
Exactly, yeah. So I suppose, as Eoin said at the start, the whole reason about this app is to make it easier to use, faster, and I suppose as well, the old app as well had its functionality and its nice features. So the home screen, while it may look familiar, there's a few subtle changes that will hopefully make things a lot easier and kind of bring information to the user a bit faster. So I suppose one of the first things you see straight away there at the top of the screen is it gives you a number of animals in herd, and basically that is your number of animals in herd today. So that straight away you get to see that. As well as that, then you can actually click on that number, and that will kind of drill into your list of animals. So like before, you get your list of animals there. You might notice here on the left hand side of the screen, you have a number in the blue kind of circle, and that just quickly gives you the year the animal is born. And the handy thing with that is this will appear everywhere across any animal list within the app. So if you're quickly in there and you say you dosed calves this year, you can quickly see your list of animals, and you know anyone with the year 20 where an animal that was born in that year. So it just kind of gives you a quicker hint to do with that animal. As well, within the animal list, you'll also notice below kind of the animal's tag number, you can have a full tag number. But depending on what list you're in, that will change to give you more relevant information about the animals. So, for instance, if you're in a bought-in list, your animals bought in, it'll give you a list of the animals you bought in. But as well as that, it'll give you the date the animal moved in without you having to drill in a bit further. And I suppose while we're here on the whole My Herd module, one of the big new features we've worked on with this section is this introduction of the smart list and the groups in a tab format there at the top of the screen. And what this just does is allows you to access your groups faster. And one thing, so there are all the different groups that's created within that herd. But as well as that, it gives you access to the smart list. And the idea of these smart lists are lists that are already made up within your Herdwatch, that kind of puts the animals into the groups automatically. So there's all different lists there of cows not dried, stock bulls, animals moved out, female animals. So they're all there ready to go, and you quickly see the number of animals that goes into each group. Then the beauty about these smart lists as well is when you drill into a certain list, it brings up the list of animals. So just say, for instance, if you click in there to calves under 42 days, for instance, their own.
Okay, and just go back to this dairy one. So calves under 42 days. There we go.
So you get your list of all your calves from the 42 days, and it's ordered there. It shows you by the youngest down to the oldest. As well as that, then you can also search and filter them lists even further by hitting the search icon there in the top right hand corner. Okay. And clicking filter then, and you can see all your different filter options. So say you want to find calves maybe, you know, with COVID-19, you can have your calf club at 120 days. So if you want to do a filter, say between 80 to 120, you can do that very quickly there as well. So there's a bit more flexibility on the filters you can apply to your lists as well. So they're not set in stone. You can play around them as well to suit your farm a bit better. So the whole, hopefully with this new app, it just makes them lists a lot more accessible, allowing you to see your animals and allow you make better farm management decisions. As well as when you're recording your information, the whole flow is still the same. So it's still the same way to get into your smart lists or into your groups. So that makes the whole process a lot easier.
Thanks, Gerard. So I'm just going to go back to the home screen here, Gerard, now that we've kind of had a look at the My Herd section and the smart list. But I suppose a major thing that we've added in to the Next Gen app is actually the new workflows, isn't it? And making it a little bit quicker and easier to record no matter where you are in the app. So do you want to maybe talk to our users about that?
Exactly, yeah. So I suppose the main thing to know with this new app is if you want to record any task on Herdwatch, all you need to know is to hit the big orange plus button there in the bottom right hand corner. And basically when you click that, it opens your action drawer is the name we call it here, and that basically shows you all the actions that you can record in Herdwatch. So there you can see you can add a calf, your cattle treatments, your remedy purchases. So there on the home screen, we kind of show the more popular options first. If your option is not on the screen, you can just swipe along or hit the arrow there, and it just brings you on to the list of the new things. So anytime you want to record anything in Herdwatch, just go to that orange plus button and you'll find what you're looking for in there. So, and that's the main thing. It's the one way of recording it, and it's very easy to remember. And as well as that, then it's smart enough to be ordered to where you are. So for instance, if I drill into the compliance page or go into my compliance where my remedies are, if I hit my plus button from there, it'll be ordered by your compliance task force. So you have your cattle treatments, your remedy purchases, your stuff like your adding a calf, movement out, movement in. So that alters depending on where you are. So like, for instance, if I go into my breeding module, you'll have my breeding events first. So you'll have your serve there first, your scanning, anything like that. So kind of just brings the tasks. It's smart like that. It'll bring the tasks that you think you need to be recording in that section up there. But again, if it's not, you can just swipe onto the next page and it has the rest of the tasks that can be recorded in Herdwatch. So that's one major benefit that hopefully simplifies recording and makes it a lot faster and a lot smoother transition. So I suppose, maybe the next thing we might jump into, and it's probably one of the core reasons people use Herdwatch, is for that compliance of recording your remedy purchase and your remedy treatment. So might just go through that process there.
Okay, so I'll go into compliance here, Gerard, will I?
Yeah, so for instance, click into compliance. As I said, if you need to record anything, hit that big orange plus button in the bottom right hand corner. And for instance, I'm after buying a bit of a remedy today, I want to put it in. It's there on the top line, remedy purchase. So I click on that and it brings up a list of all my remedies. Now, again, like usual, you can scroll down through the list, you can search for it, or if you're on your mobile or iPad device, you can take a scan of the barcode and the medicine come up. But so, for instance, on say I'm after buying some in the fluke there, the cows are starting to give a bit of a cough.
Yeah. So if as you can see, I just typed in some of the name of the medicine at the top, and the app is smart enough, as it was before, to filter down the list and find the medicine for you. So here's my end of fluke here, Gerard, so I'm just going to select it.
Exactly, and like before, if I had that medicine bought before, it'll bring in the details across for me, the withdrawal dates, the unit of measure. But as this is a new medicine I haven't bought, I can quickly just input the rest of the details. And much again, anything highlighted in orange there is what is needed, and everything else then is optional that you can put in after. So just say I bought 2,000 millimeters there of it on.
2 liters or 2000 ml, and just select that. Put it off, Kevin.
And you can put in your dose panel, you can put in your withdrawal days as usual. And again, kind of just hope the form's kind of broken up to make it a bit more easier to input input your information as well. Yeah. And then when you're happy, you have all your information in, you just hit your save there in the bottom right hand corner as well.
And as you were saying, Gearoid, if this is a medicine you've previously purchased, obviously these fields, the meat withdrawal, the milk withdrawal, will be populated already for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, so this is the first time we've purchased this medicine, so that's why we're entering the withdrawals. And that's the medicine then, essentially recorded, Gearoid, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's it there and done. And you might even notice there's the speed of the app, like there's no waiting around. Once you hit save, there it's done, it's ready to go. And you can start using that medicine then on your animals. So say for instance, I want to record a cattle treatment for that. Doesn't matter where I am. You don't even have to go to the home screen. As I said, this big orange plus button is nearly everywhere. So again, I just need to hit that.
So
It
because
sees I'm in the fluke, so I can just click on use this remedy. And basis asks me, do I want to do it with my cattle or sheep? So you can say we'll do the cattle there. And again, then anything in orange is what needs to be filled out. So who gave the dose, whether it's myself or the vet, or if there's anyone else helping on the farm, you can stick it in.
just me, Gearoid.
Those parameters in. As well on, one thing you might notice in this new app as well, for selecting dates, it's now within the calendar as well. So it just makes it a lot faster and handier for selecting dates, especially if you're backdating your information or and so on. So we can leave it as today's date, but if you want to change your date, just select whatever date it may be.
Yeah, I can see as well, it's probably a little tip as well that we have for everyone, that I can't select before the 11th, because obviously the 11th is the day I purchased Gearoid. So the app is smart enough to not let you use the medicine before when you bought the medicine.
Exactly. So this cuts out and all the little mistakes that could happen.
Yeah.
So then when you're happy with there, again, like where the save button was, you hit that next in the bottom right hand corner.
Okay, so I'm in my herd list.
Yeah. And now, see, this is familiar anywhere. So anywhere you're selecting any animals, it always brings you into the same flow. So it's familiar with yourself. So hopefully it makes it easier for selecting your animals. So like before, I could just tap on the animal I got dosed. Or if I know I did all my calves under 42 days or a certain group, I can quickly find them animals by going up here into my tabs and clicking on a group. And there my different groups are up. On the left hand side, the number represents the number of animals that's in that group as well, which is just, again, it gives you that information there and then on the spot. So even though if you want to click into them calves there now,
yep.
And if you hit select all in, that selects all your calves.
Okay.
Now on the bottom of the screen, you mightn't have seen this yet, is it actually shows you the number of animals you've selected. So I call this like your yard. So basically, like in real life, when you dose your animal, you probably let them back into the yard. This is like your yard of animals that has just been dosed. So if you want to go back and just double check the animals that I have dosed, you can click into you can actually tap on that animal selected, and it just brings up them animals. So if you want to just double check everything is there you have them. If there was one animal that had actually slipped out of the crush that wasn't dosed at all, you can easily unclick them there, and that will take them off from being dosed, which is handy there to have. And once you're happy, then you just hit save in the bottom right hand corner, and away you go. That's it, done and dusted.
So that was a question that's actually after being asked as well, Gearoid, is before I do click yes here, why are some of the 20s in blue and why is there one or two in orange?
So like that before, the blue means that the animal is in herd, where at the moment, where the yellow means that animal is off herd. So that's just a visual icon there as well, to kind of show animals in your herd and animals out of herd. So
okay, so blue is in herd and orange is out of herd.
Exactly, yeah. So that just goes like I have the remedy purchase in, and I have the treatment done there in seconds, while also dimming it to yourselves there. So it just goes. It's hopefully set up to make it a lot easier and a lot faster to input your stuff.
Okay.
I suppose one of the biggest changes, apart from the remedies side of it, that we have worked on and hopefully has made it a lot faster for the end user, is the weight section. So I don't know, like, recording weights has become very popular over the years, and especially on the beef and suckler farmers like ourselves with the beep scheme, the requirement to record the cows and calves weight in. So basically anymore now, if you go into your weights, you can get a list of all your weights there. The ADG is shown, the weight date. But if I want to add my weight recordings, hit the plus button. Again, the app knows you're in weight, so just hit weight recordings there at the top. You can leave it as today's date on and hit next in, and what this does then, brings up a list of all your animals. Again, like when you select your animals for the dose, it brings up your my herd first. But just say I'm in the beam scheme, I'm doing my cows and calves together, I can go straight into my groups, and usually what we do at home, we'd have the cows in one pin, the calves in the other. So we'll run the cows through the crush first, so I can just go into my list of cows first.
So if I just go for my cows, Gearoid, and then you could do your calves afterward, is it?
Exactly, yeah. So
if I go into my
just
cows group.
Yeah, so basically then as they're coming up the crush, you have them in. If you're on your mobile, you can just tap in their numbers that pop up, and you just enter the weight in there. Just tap anywhere on that line, enter the weight, press OK, and go away. And then you can start typing actually the tag number, the next one straight away, enter the weight. So it's a lot faster. As well as that, when you enter the weight, you get the ADG there and then on the spot. So it's instant, like, so there's no waiting around, pressing, waiting for a couple of seconds. It's all there in front of you. And again, like before, at the bottom you can see your animal's weight as well. So that again shows you can go back. Say if you 10 cows to weigh, you can go back, have a quick glance to make sure everything is in order, and when you're happy, then just hit save in the top right hand corner, or the bottom right hand corner. And that's it, your weight saved. And I suppose just while you're on the weight zone as well, there's a lot more filters around your weight. So if you want to see your performance of your calves, best performance of the cows, you can quickly, again, hitting the search icon to drill into the list a bit more. So you can filter between different weight ranges. You can see which calves put on the best ADG, and you might make decisions to kind of maybe breed daughters from cows because they're breeding good calves that are performing well for you. So all them features are there, and that you can see that across a lot of lists throughout the new app.
Okay, thanks for that, Gearoid. Okay, so there's other areas there. I'll let you keep going, Gearoid. I can just see that the questions are flying in, so you're going to be busy. But is there anything else you'd like to cover off, Gearoid? I think it's important to maybe just because I know we do have some UK and Northern Irish users, just to maybe to briefly talk about the sprays compliance that we've added into the app as well.
Exactly, yeah. So I suppose that's one of the major features that has come online with this Next Gen app in the UK and NI, is your ability to record your spray, your pesticide recording. So basically, all that information and everything you need to know is held within that grass and crops area. So the main things to know here is you can record your sprays, your sprayers, and basically to get set up, like anything, you record your paddocks and your sprayers first. All that can be done through your plus button, and the same as a remedy. Then when you buy a spray stock entry, there you can find it there, input that in, and once it's there, you can apply it to your crop. So again, it's very easy to use, and as you go, plus button, when you're in the grass and crops, everything is there in front of you that you need to know. And entering your spray is very similar to entering a remedy. You select the spray, the date you bought it, was it in liters, kilos, whatever it may come in, how much you bought, and where you bought it. And once you've that in, then you can record in your spray applications and everything like that. So hopefully that's a new feature that will be benefit to our users in the UK and NI.
Great. Thanks for that, Gearoid.
I suppose maybe I might quickly highlight in the breeding as well, Owen. I suppose SARS were kind of, especially for spring calving systems, they're kind of well into the breeding season at this stage. So I suppose that they're hoping not to see breakouts or cow serving at this stage, but there'll always be a few stragglers. So like I said, the action drawer is smart enough to know you're in the breeding section. So just say I have a cow, the AI man came there this evening, the AI the cow. I see there my very first option is create a serve, and see all the other breeding related tasks are there as well. I can leave the serve date there today. I quickly see the estimated calving date is for the middle of March there next year. Then I can select the AI or stock bull. So if my bull isn't there, I can just hit the orange plus button, add him in there, and he'll be there anymore for me, which is handy to have there, because if you're starting to use new AI bulls or the bull you're looking for is not there, you can do it there. So, and again, it can be all done on the spot. There's no waiting around to save or anything like that.
So once you add in your AI bull, your stock bull here, Gearoid, you can select them on the serve and then just select your cow and save.
Exactly, yeah.
And then the app is also, as previously it always did anyway, it's smart enough to give you reminders for repeats. And then obviously when cows are due to calf, the Washboard is going to tell you, what cows are due to calf, etc. Okay?
Exactly, and the Washboard has been optimized as well. It loads nearly instantly once again, and as well as that, the reminders in the Washboard, they're more altered to each farmer, can alter them to their needs. So say now I'm a farmer and I kind of want to watch my repeats, maybe from not on day 21, but maybe from 17 days to 22 days. Yeah. I can actually change that in the Washboard settings to match my own needs. As well as that, say cows calving, your cows due to calf, whereas before I think you give you a list of your cows that are 7 days away from calving, where now you can change that to what you want. So just say you want to see your cows, maybe they're cows that bring short gestation, you can see maybe from 10 days before they're due to calf date to come up in that list to get a reminder. All that's there now on the watchboard, and that's, they're all in your settings that you can change them to match the requirements of your farm. Just kind of adds that flexibility there to the farmer.
Yeah. So you can see that would show up in your watchboard here, Gearoid, along with what else shows in the watchboard, Gearoid, maybe for users who are new to Herdwatch and don't know what the watchboard is all about.
I suppose, yes. So the watchboard is kind of, it's areas to take attention, or maybe animals that you should be maybe making an action on. So whether that's from cows you have watch for repeats, you have cows that you may be seeing in heat that when their next cycle is coming up to kind of keep an eye on. Away from the breeding side, you have your animals in withdrawal. So again, like if you click in there, it quickly gives you the list of animals that are in milk or meat withdrawal. So if you're in the parlour there, you have a cow, she hasn't been, you didn't put a bit of tape in her leg, but you think you injected her, get into the app there, you have your answer within seconds. You're not going to put her milk into the tank. As well as that there, say you're a beef.
Withdrawal here, can't you?
Exactly, yeah. It shows the withdrawal there on the first line, and then on the second line underneath that, just give you that second bit of information. It gives you the treated date as well, and you can drill into that to see exactly what remedy she got as well. So again, just brings all that information there. What we tried to do was bring that core information to the first page, just give it to you there as fast as possible, so you have it there in front of you.
Okay.
In like as well within the watchboard, you have your fattening age alerts. So say if you're in a beef finishing unit of 16-month bulls, or if you're bringing it to 30-month steer beef, you can put in fattening age alerts, so you can change that as well to suit your system, which adds the flexibility to it. So they're all them, and there's a couple more that haven't come to the top of my head, but yeah, they're all there, and there's a lot more flexibility within the watchboard of the settings to suit your farm as well, which makes it very handy for the end user.
Yeah, I think a top tip that you can put little reminder jobs and everything. You see your planned jobs here, so if it's something I think you've planned for the future, or even for next week, a job that you need to get done, Gearoid, you can actually create it now for that date, and then the app is smart enough to give you a little reminder on that date that, listen, you need to get this job done.
Yeah, exactly. Like before, you get a little notification from the app in the morning saying, "Hey, look, have a look at your watchboard. There's a few things to keep an eye on there." So just keeps you on track of things, and that's very, very handy, especially in the busier times of the year. Just get in there. There's everything there you might need to take an action on.
Okay.
So
that's great, Gearoid. Listen, thanks. I'm going to. I think we'll move over to some of the questions that everybody has been asking there this evening, because there's quite a few. So let's see what's after coming in first. So I suppose the first question that's come in there, Gearoid, is: does the next gen app make the old app obsolete?
no. So basically, next gen app and the old app run side by side. So the both works seamlessly together. If I record something in the old app, that will come across to the next gen app as normal, and that goes vice versa. If I create something on the next gen app, that goes across the old app. Now, what I would say, if you are on the old app, give this app a try, because once you get going on this, you won't look back. It's like the old app, but as on steroids. Like it just makes that even more handier, faster, slicker, everything with it like that. But as I said, if you want to use the old one for a while, go ahead, you can use that's still there. But next gen, go into the Play Store, next gen, Herdwatch Next Gen, and I'd say even if you're starting out, start out in this, because it's just very simple, one way, plus button to record your information. You can't go wrong.
Okay, thanks, Gearoid. So there's another question here. I think I'll take this one, Gearoid. It's a nice easy one.
That's all what I want.
How do you search for your moved out animals? So this is something Gearoid kind of tapped into there quite early into his demo. So finding your moved out animals is so straightforward and easy to do now. You just need to start off by clicking in here into your herd list. So when I click into my animals in herd, Gearoid went through the smart list earlier on. So one of your smart list options is now your moved out animals. So when you click into smart lists, scroll down along, and you can see here that there's one called moved out. And if you just click in here, just shows you a list of all the animals that have left your herd since you started using Herdwatch. And that's you can use that pathway when you're recording a treatment. You know, if an animal has left your herd, but you've maybe forgot to record the treatment, you know, on the day or at the time, and you're looking at it maybe the week after, you can still record your treatment as normal. And when you get your animals list, you can just navigate over to the smart list and move out, and you'll find those animals there, and you can select them on your treatment and save it as normal. Another one that's come in, Gearoid, is how do I record a sheep remedy? So maybe we should really quickly just use the endo fluke that we recorded, because I know you can use that for sheep. And we might just create a quick sheep treatment for endo fluke, if that's
Yeah,
okay.
so on if you just want to even hit, it doesn't matter, yeah, go with compliance there, yeah. Hit your plus, and then if you just go hit the arrow then, or if you're on your phone, you can actually swipe. But you see there in the bottom right corner, sheep treatment. So if you click on that,
so the app is smart enough then, Gearoid, isn't it, to only show you the medicines or the remedies that can be used on sheep here at this point?
Exactly, yeah. So if you're running a system that has both cattle and sheep, it gives you the list of the remedies that are sheep specific. So they're here they are. So as again, say a few sheep there that need to be treated for fluke, there you go. And as well, it kind of gives you a quick guideline of how much is left there. So you have that second line of information across the app to give you that bit more information.
So it tracks your quantities of, you know, we purchased 2 litres, we've already created a treatment, so it's taken the 300 mil out of that total. So administered by, click myself here again. And you can see that we've already put in that default dose per animal. So if it is a little bit less or a little bit more, you can change that on the fly as well, Gearoid, I think, can't you? Yeah.
Yeah, you can change it on the fly to meet your requirements. Then if you scroll down, just put in your number of sheep and your description. So whether it's your 2020 lambs or ewes or whatever it may be.
And that's all we need to do, Gearoid, isn't it?
Yeah, and hit save. So again, it's just everything is in the same spot, very familiar, one flow. So you get the hang of it, very, very handy.
And that should update our watchboard as well, Gearoid, shouldn't it, to give us animals in withdrawal. You can now see that we have 50 sheep in meat withdrawal.
Exactly, and see the way it's come in. It's there straight away for you, so there's no waiting about.
Brilliant, brilliant. So another one, Gearoid, maybe if you want to take it, how do I edit a medicine?
Yeah, so look, if you edit a medicine, or this goes for any task throughout the app, to take it into, so for medicine, that's going to be within the compliance area of the app. So click on compliance. You see there you have your remedies and treatments. So if I want to edit a medicine, for instance, you see the tabs are being used again. So that it shows me a list of everything that's in my medicine cabinet.
So say my cabinet here, and then this is my treatment list here, Gearoid, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. And then you have your withdrawal list there. So, so that kind of follows the same flow as my herd, like your tabs there, you find your information a bit faster and everything is there ready to go. So for instance, now say that in the fluke was bought yesterday. If you want to edit, and this goes for any task within the new NextGen app, you just hit the 3 dots there in the top right hand corner and you have your different options there. So you just click on edit. And then you can change
we made a mistake with the purchase date, Gearoid. If we actually bought it the week before or a couple of days before, you can just make that little change there, or change your quantity, or even your withdrawals.
Exactly.
Or your treatment reason. And like Gearoid said earlier on, a little top tip that we have is, if you're using the NextGen app on your phone, you have that facility to scan the QR code or the barcode, which will put in the batch number and expiry dates automatically, and obviously pick the medicine as well for you automatically. So it just cuts down on the amount of work you have to put in.
Exactly, and just hit save, and away that change has been made.
Perfect. Thanks for that, Gearoid. Question from Andrew Patterson, Gearoid, in the UK. Can you filter on groups?
So filter on groups. So as I said before, so that the smart list, all in smart list have new filter parameters, and even with the smart list, each smart list has its own filters that kind of match that area. So even like if you're looking at beef finisher animals under 30 months, you can actually filter that list by their weight as well, from a weight range. So just say you want to see which ones are coming close to finishing, or if you have an idea, once they hit 600 kilos, I want to go away. That can be all done. So there's more filter parameters in the smart list. On the groups itself, it's actually one of the new updates that is coming, that'll be coming over the summer, is that you will be able to apply them same sort of filters to the next gen app. So that's something, I suppose, this new platform of next gen allows us. It allows us to add in new features a lot faster. So that is one that's actually coming over the next few weeks. It's something we're kind of working on at the moment. So it's actually not that far off that you can actually be able to do that for your own unique groups as well, which will make it handier for filtering your animals and picking out the ones you may be doing jobs on.
Okay, thanks, Gearoid. So listen, thank you everybody for the questions that you've been asking. Hopefully we're answering them to your satisfaction. One more here, Gearoid, actually is, where do I see a list of animals due to be scanned or pregnancy diagnosed?
Yeah, so if you're waiting, trying to see which cows are due to be scanned or whatever, the best place to go there is go straight into your breeding module there, Owen.
Yeah.
And if you see there's one there called awaiting scan.
Okay, so I know that there's probably no cows. Oh, there actually is, yeah.
Yeah,
I thought we had them all scanned, but you can see that there's 2 cows showing up here for me, Gearoid. So this is obviously has our tabs here as well at the top, giving me, the served cows here at the top, and then I have an option to see all the breeding cows or all the breeding females.
exactly. Yeah, and again, if you even go back to the serve females, once your AI, say if you're using AI and you want to scan your cows, or you're recording your breeding events, you want to scan your cows after an X amount of days, a list of all your cows and number of days ago they were served will come up here, but you can also change that to your own setting as well by hitting the search icon and going into the filters as well. So it just gives that adaptability to change it to match your information. So you can go from, say you serve your cows, you start on the 1st of May and you're coming in now to July, you want to see cows maybe that are served greater than 30 days or between the date range, all of them can be applied as well. So you get that list of cows there straight away. So you know how many you need when you call the vet or whoever does your scanning. Look, I have 10 cows here. You come down, and once you do get them pregnancy scanned, all that can be stuck into the app there straight away. You get your due to calf dates. You can put in if they're due twins or whatever it may be, and everything's there ready to go.
Brilliant. One last question, actually, Gearoid, that's come in is, it's kind of linked to your breeding as well. Is there a way to customize when you get your notifications on due to calf or watch for repeats?
Yes, so as I said, I mentioned earlier, one of the big things within the breeding module is the ability for users to be able to change the kind of filters or the parameters to suit their own herd. So I suppose the easiest way to do that, or even to find anything within the settings area, is to click on the 3 lines there in the top left hand corner, and that's going to open the side menu. So you can sign out, back up, but if there's any of the settings you want to change, you just click on the settings cog there. Then you have your general settings, but if we want to do something with the breeding or the watchboard, you can go into that. So if I go into breeding, you can see I can change my calf and season start date, my gestation period. So if I was using a Limousin bull compared to a Belgian blue bull, I don't want the same gestation periods there. So I can do that changes there for me to give me more accurate dates for when cows are due to calf.
If you want
Same
the
goes
repeats a
for,
little bit quicker as well, you can obviously, it's 42 days, isn't it, by default, Gearoid? But if you do want those repeats in the watchboard, maybe a couple of days earlier, you can change that, to your 35, or a couple of days quicker, so you can notice cows that are not cycling there a little bit quicker too.
exactly on. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. You can change that again to suit your system. Look, if you've a lot of first calvers, you can put that a bit longer, just give them an extra chance, whatever suits your system. As well, then you see at the top, you can flick over to your watchboard settings as well, and if you're in there and change them to suit your requirements. So again, you have your fattening age alert when you want to get that, your repeat range from, so how many days out from a serve and after serve you want to get a reminder to keep an eye on that cow, because even I know here, like it might be 18 days when the cow you want to keep an eye on her, she starts getting sir, a bit airy in herself, she could be breaking out. So all that can be changed to meet your own requirements, which that hopefully this next gen gives that adaptability to our end users. And once you make your changes, again, like anything else, just hit save there in the bottom right hand corner.
Yeah, so you can change these and then just save. Grand. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, actually, one last question after coming in. Either of us can take this one, Gearoid. It's, will my beep weights, so Irish farmer, probably a suckler farmer, will my beep weights go to the department or ICBF?
Yeah, so like I suppose this is the second year of a beef scheme, and basically once you enter your weights into Herdwatch, they go on to ICBF, and that's you covered. Like, so all your weights you put in will go over to ICBF, and that has you covered for your beef scheme requirements. The main thing is remember weigh your cow and calf on the same date, just to make sure you don't catch yourselves out or anything like that, and away you go.
Okay. Brilliant. Thanks a million, Gearoid. I think we managed to answer most of the questions that came in, which is great. So I'm just going to go back to one more or two more slides I just want to share with everyone before we finish up. So just a reminder to everybody watching. So, you know, if you haven't already downloaded the Herdwatch app, just as Gearoid said, and I said myself at the start, it's available now. So do just go into the Play Store, go into the App Store, and get it downloaded. You know, even if you're using the old app, like Gearoid, we really encourage you to have a look at the Next Gen app straight away. You'll see where, you know, over 2 years of research and development, there's over €1 million of investment has gone into this as well. So you'll really see that straight away where that's gone once you download and sign in. You know, for those of you who are getting started, the app is absolutely free to download and set up your free account. So you can see the benefits straight away completely for free. You can also trial, if you're not set up on the full plan at the moment, you can get a free trial of all the pro features as well, absolutely for free too. And just as Gearoid said it, and I said myself, you know, if you are actually an existing member, you can upgrade to our Next Gen app for free as well. So I think that's pretty much it. Listen, I just want to thank everybody for taking the time to join us today. Gearoid, thanks for your time as well. I think it's been really great to have you on board and kind of give people the overview of, you know, what Next Gen is all about and how it's going to make their lives a lot easier. Look, like I said, I'm going to say it one more time, make sure and go and download the app. And look, we're going to have a lot more webinars coming soon. Our next one is actually on the 2nd of July. It's going to be focused in around, you know, getting prepared for your quality assurance audit and also introducing our pre-audit check service that we now have as well. And look, as we always say, if you want to find out more, just head over to the website there, herdwatch.com. All the information you need on Next Gen and what Herdwatch is all about is there. We also are very active on social media and on YouTube. We've lots of previous webinars, you know, tutorial videos on the Next Gen app that have been recorded, showing you how to record everything, just as Gearoid and myself took you through. Yeah, and that's it. If you are on social media, you know, please give us a follow on Instagram or Facebook. If you download the app, you know, don't be afraid to give us a review as well. I'm sure you'll love it. So please go back in and let us know what you think. Sorry, just before we do go, I think there was one more question, Gearoid. Just a late straggler there has asked a question, so I might just get you to maybe answer it before we actually sign off for the evening.
That's no bother on.
It's actually, how do I connect to ICBF?
How do you connect? Yeah, very, very valid question. So I'll let you get that up there now.
I'll just bring up the app again if I have it here. Sorry, you know, and we'll just show everybody how to do that. Now, I do believe I have ICBF connected on this one already, but we can still show them the process, Gearoid, if you don't mind.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to connect to ICBF to get in all your breeding information, more information on your cows and all that stuff, all you do is hit the 3 lines there in the top left-hand corner, go into your settings, and if you scroll down here, if you haven't connected to ICBF, you'll see a big, massive blue button saying connect with ICBF. And when you click on that, it brings you on to their login page where you just put in your login details and away you go. The connection will be done, and within a day or two you'll see all your ICBF information come down onto the app. Similar enough process for people in the UK and NI who are using CIS NMR. They can click on the button there, but it's a bit different on their side where they have to fill out a form. They should give us a call in. We can email you out that form as well if it is something you're looking to connect it up to your CIS. That can all be done as well there for our UK users.
Brilliant. Thanks, Gearoid. So yeah, listen, that's pretty much it, everybody. Like I said, thank you very much for your time this evening. If you haven't been able to watch the full webinar or maybe joined on a little bit late, don't worry. You'll get an email tomorrow with the replay of the full video that you can watch back as many times as you like. And that's it. Yeah, listen, thanks again for your time, Gearoid. Thanks a million. Everybody stay safe, and we'll see you all again really soon.
Bye now.